if you're deep.
All right, let's see. Let's turn the volume down just a little bit. Where's my text? Yeah. Alright, I have to actually have the timeline on top of it. And I can't have images in there. Some space there. Some space in between. Some bullet points in there. Oh, oops. think we can probably make the rating start around here. So keyframe. Then around at the end. Then make it type it out. Like that. Then we can probably do the same thing. Probably want this at the end instead. Extend this a bit. And then it displays out like this. Perhaps this. Make this a bit wider. We have some more space to work on. Then we can add an adjustment clip, I think. How is it I find adjustment clips again? Let's see. Oh, Insane has subscribed to you. Thank you so much for the subscribe, even though it seemed like you left quite early, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing fine. How about you? I would say that I'm doing good as well. Just sitting and chilling a little bit here in the weekend, trying to do content creation as a hobby. So far, I really like it, and I would say that sometimes people like you comes in when just want to have a quick chat, so it's quite nice. So I would say so far it's quite nice. So yeah, do you have an interest in video editing as well, or what do you like to do on your weekends? Oh, nice. I think it's quite fun. I mean, I used to do some video editing back in elementary school, where that was originally what I wanted to do, but then there were some other things that came in, and then university happened and such, and then suddenly there was not much time for it. So now I thought that it could be fun to try to pick it up again. I will say that the video editing and the tools that people use nowadays, like DaVinci Resolve and how effects works, like the Fusion page and such, it's definitely way more complicated compared to the tools that I had back in elementary school. There's a that I made about a game. It was pretty boring. I remade the audio. Yeah, I mean, feel free to share. Yeah, that's kind of how it is when. Yeah, it's a shame you didn't get any reactions, but that's kind of how it is when you first started. I mean, it's also in. I think it's also like on my YouTube channel, I uploaded one video about the SQL coding and how you structure that got some views. But after that, when it came to the different streams I did, and I posted one short so far as well, where you don't get that many reactions for the first kind of stuff. It's definitely a grind and takes some time. Let me upload the video on YouTube, Shelling. Sure. Doesn't seem to work. Oh. Oh, what did I do? Let's see. So again, I get a picture in. Oh, yeah, and thank you for the follow as well. I just noticed that you followed 5 minutes ago. That's greatly appreciated. That's not the correct way to do it. Here you go. Here you go, the part where the scene goes towards the possessed characters where I add my own audio idea. Let's see. Whoop. And let's turn this off. See, the part where the scene goes towards the possessed characters where I added my own audio idea. Like, so you... Nice. So you mean the... So the stuff you made is where where we get the darker sounds, like from around here. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I can see we got a new chatter as well. Welcome. Yeah, I mean... I would say that in general I like it. I think that overall the sound effects fits really well the theme. Like, you are getting someone who is getting possessed with some dark smoke. I also like the change in the sound as soon as it zooms in a little bit. Like when the character turns around. Like here. I'm an analytics engineer, yeah. So yeah, I can tell you more. I'll get back to it just in seconds. So yeah, but I mean, without being an expert in audio and video, overall I don't think it's particularly bad. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it was like in the original or it was not. I mean, at least I don't see anything that sounds like very amateurish. I mean, it's not like some odd sounds or there are some very really odd cuts in the audio. So overall, I think it's pretty good, in my opinion, at least. But yeah, but again, I'm not a professional, so I'm sure. Sorry, I can't give you more in-depth critique on your work. Fix your cuts. I can try. So that would be this one or. Fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. It's not exactly the same though. Next one. Don't think. Yeah, that's true. You can also send a link to it. That also might make it easier for me. First one, like this one. Ah, here it is. Nice. Then what? How was it? Your sounded again? Hmm. Hmm. I'm not actually sure if I hear the big difference. I think that would probably be the main thing that I would say. I will say that the sound is a bit more clear when in yours when she looks towards her, I assume is her friends or allies and such. but overall, I don't think I hear the big difference. So I suppose that would be my main critique, maybe. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like very big and there should be like a big change in how the audio sounds. So yeah. But overall, what was the other question you had? Can you tell me more about your field? Yeah, sure, you can send something too. But yeah, just to answer the first question, wow, English is hard. But just to answer your first question, what my field is essentially, it's kind of if you look at, yeah, I think it might be easier. Give me a second. It was saying like what I do when it comes to what I do is I work primarily with data. So in data, there are like three main steps to do, where the first one is to ingest data. That's where you essentially get data into a database where you can use it. That's essentially the first step. Then the second step of working with data is model the data. And what that means is you essentially get data into a format where stakeholders can use it. So this is, for instance, where you might pick out outliers. You may put different data points into different categories and such. And then you have the third part of it, which is using the data. And that usually entails analysis, or maybe someone needs to use it for machine learning, for instance, stuff like that. And the stuff that I do in the analytics engineering field is primarily the second one, where the primary thing that I do is model the data so it gets to a format where people can use it. So that means that people who works on getting the data into the database, they can focus on doing their thing. And people who wants to analyze the data, they don't have to do much cleaning by themselves. They can just go into a dashboard or something like that, and then they can just see the numbers that they need. And then they can do their own, like, more in-depth analysis, to say. So that's the primary thing that I do, if that makes sense. And yeah, I mean, if you have some other clips that we can take a look at, then you are welcome to send yours as well. Uh, Not exactly. It's I don't analyze the data, to say. That's what happens in step 3, where people they use it. It's like how do you say it? How do I explain it? Let's say, for instance, like how do I say it? Let's say, for instance, that we have a scenario where management wants some numbers on different types of revenue, for instance. And then let's say we have some Stripe data or another payment system that people use. then what I do is that I then take the Stripe data. It just comes in a raw format. The only thing that it says is how much did the customer pay, what kind of product did they buy, for instance. And then what I do with that data is, like, for instance, let's say that management wants to take a look at it in different categories. They want to take a look at how much comes from different, how do you say it, like different types, like for instance, subscription. Revenue is a common one, where let's say that people have like a Spotify subscription, for instance, that pays each month. Then they might have one-off revenue. That might be something like a t-shirt, for instance. You buy it once and then you might maybe buy something in the future, for instance. And then let's say that what people hear, what they want to see, the people that are using the data, they want to see how much data is subscription revenue and how much is one-off revenue, for instance. So what I do, this is a very simple scenario, but it's a one that is one of the type of things that I do, is that I then take the raw Stripe data and then I split it into different categories, for instance. So people here, when they look at it, they can just say, I want to filter for subscription revenue, for instance, instead of them having to do the work themselves and try to figure out which different products and such goes into these different categories. Then they don't have to do any manual work themselves. They just pull the data, for instance. So so that was what I do. You can also actually do it like this, say. This would maybe be step 1. Sometimes I do this as well, but usually you have a data engineer or something similar that does this step, gets the data into the database, and then the only thing that I have to do is just connect to the database, and then I can model the data. Oh, nice. Did a little bit of machine learning. Is it I assume it's a software engineering course then? Or are you studying computer science or? Electronics and communication engineering. Okay, that's I've heard about the electronics engineering or electrical engineering, but I've never heard it in combination with communications before. I'm probably thinking of a completely different kind of or a completely different kind of communication. I mean, in my mind, when people say communication, they are usually talking about marketing or writing articles and such, and how to communicate with people with different type of language, for instance. But I don't assume that's the kind of communication your course focus on. It's like a work with signals. Ah, okay. It's communication in the sense how different electronical devices they communicate with each other. Then let's put the music back on again. Ah, see, that makes much more sense. Analog signals and digital signals. Oh, nice. I am. I have a friend that studies mechanical engineering. Sometimes I've heard that the engineering degrees in general are very hardcore when it comes to the stuff that you have to learn, like both the mathematics, the physics of it, and also learn how to use your hand and actually build the stuff. Yeah, my mechanical is hard. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's also, it seems like that is one of those subjects where a lot of the friends that I have that study engineering, usually they are they are kind of see it as the kind of degrees where you just have to pass, where it's just like, if I don't need a good grade, as long as I just pass, then I'll survive. Yeah, and also that, but I will say that when I see the stuff that they built, then I think it's pretty cool. At least, yeah. I mean, at least Truman. Yeah, yeah. But but yeah, but I will say people that study engineering, they do build some really cool stuff. At least I got to see like a garage filled with stuff that student built, and a lot of it were very cool stuff, like heavy, like hovering boards and boosted scooters and all kind of stuff. I just wish I just passed in some courses. I can understand that. I can understand that. Yeah, I would say my I I have a degree in business economics and IT, where there was a proficiency bachelor, meaning that it isn't as hardcore on the theory. It's primarily just doing stuff. So if you just have a general good sense of how business economics, like how to solve business problems, and understand how IT architecture works, then most of it are fairly easy to pass, in my opinion. So I would say that I definitely had it easy during my university years because of the degree that I chose. That's cool. Thank you, mate. You're in your third year. Okay. I assume that's the third year of the bachelor's degree then. Do you plan to take the master's degree afterwards? I'm exploring full stack for now. Like like full stack software engineering. I don't want to study more, thinking of landing a job. A full stack web development. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I was kind of the same. I also didn't want to study more, which was also one of the reasons why I decided to go with what's called, with just going full time. Um, how do you say it? I I finished my bachelor's degree, and then after that, my manager, he offered me a full-time job, and then I was kind of, and at least when I talked to my colleagues, they, at least in the data and IT field that I work in today, they said that the master's degree is not essential to build a career in that field. It was only if you wanted to work for very prestigious companies, uh, or if you wanted to get like the absolute maximum top that you can within the field, then a master's might be necessary. But in the end, I was also a bit tired of studying, and then I thought it would be more fun to just work and start earning something. But yeah, but full stack development can be fun, I would say. I have a couple of friends back from my university days who are full stack engineers. So yeah, have you built any applications yet? No? Okay. Is there anything that you consider building? I'm still in the process of learning. Yeah, I see. I can be a bit tricky. But I will say that if you are still in the learning process, then you could probably I will definitely recommend that trying to build stuff. I mean, at least when it comes to IT, the number one way to learn stuff is just to get your hands dirty with it and just start building stuff. That way you get to learn the different frameworks there are, how to build the architecture of stuff, and which different tools do you have, that kind of stuff. So I would say focus on one language. So maybe try, I've heard that JavaScript should be a pretty good one. JavaScript or TypeScript. That way you can both build, you can both build a small interface, but you can also build some a business logic for your app. Java is really good? Yeah, I think so too. Without having to actually work much. I mean, I have a little bit of experience with TypeScript, but that's about it. Otherwise, my main languages are Python and SQL or SQL. Even though some people say SQL is not like a programming language, but it kinda isn't. But I'm thinking of starting DSA using C++. What is DSA? I don't think I've heard about DSA before. Data structures and algorithms? So it's a course. Basically, it's a bunch of algorithms. I see. Yeah. Yeah, but overall, I think that if I would probably say that what I would do if I was you and want to get a job in the field is try to figure out more specifically what you want to do, and then what I would do is set up a GitHub repository and just build stuff. That's in that way you can have a bunch of projects under your belt. You get to learn how stuff works, and it's fairly easy for you once you get to, let's say that you're applying for a job as a full stack engineer. Then you can always send them a link to your GitHub repository with a couple of readmes, and then people can see the different stuff that you did and try it out as well. Used to develop problem solving? Nice. In my country, DSA is first round, then it's the projects. Like DSA is the first in the hiring round, or like if you get invited to a job interview, the first round is DSA, then the next round is a project, or is it the education? In hiring rounds? I see. And that case, I think then it's probably the correct thing to learn the DSA if that's something that people they value there. I mean, it doesn't matter much. It doesn't matter how good you are if you can't get past the first round because you don't know your DSA. First comes your GPA, then comes your problem solving, first ones, then comes the interview, all things about projects and knowledge. I see, I see. Yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, I mean, I suppose that having a good GPA then is quite important. Then unfortunately, people in your country need to do better than just pass the classes then, if the GPA is important. I know at least, I mean, I come from Denmark, and at least here it very much depends on which country you, or not which country, which company. It depends a lot on which company do you actually apply to. That determines how important your GPA is. Especially in electronics art, for sure. Yeah, engineering and medical, heard are some of the two toughest classes to actually do well in. Engineering, what's it called? Legal, and medical engineering. So yeah. But at least where I live, it very much depends on which company you apply for. There are a lot of companies that's kind of like, we just want to see that you know what you're doing. And then usually a GitHub repository is usually good enough. Or a technical interview. But if you're applying for larger companies like McKinsey, Deloitte, or a larger bank or something, then your GPA is quite important. I'm from India. Super most people here are engineers. Ah, see. Yeah, I heard that Indians are quite good when it comes to software and IT. At least in... I've heard it's not uncommon that companies from other countries tend to outsource IT work to India, Ukraine, Poland, those kind of countries that are where the labor is cheaper, but the quality doesn't really go down. Oh, sorry again. So what did you think about the video? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, overall, I would say I couldn't hear that much of a difference between your video and the original. So I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm not sure if your audio edit was supposed to be a major change, or it was just some tweaks to make the audio clear or make it maybe a bit more darker and that kind of stuff. So on that front, I'm not 100%. So I think that's probably my main critique, that I am not 100% sure what the main difference was between the clips, like audio-wise. I do anime video edits. Oh, that's also nice. What kind of anime videos do you edit? Is like AMVs or something else? Ah, I see. AMVs? Nice. Yeah, I also like video editing, as you can see what I'm trying to do here at the moment. Yeah, I think that is quite nice. It was, I think you didn't hear the story, but it's like back in elementary school, I used to edit quite a lot. And then I thought it could be fun to try to bring that up, just to try to do something new. Just where in my job I sit in a code editor quite often, so I thought it would be nice to try to do something completely different and try to take up one of my old hobbies and try to be better at video editing and also do content creation on the side. I think it's a really good motivator to take video editing a bit more seriously and try to be good at it. Oh yeah, so this is some of yours, I assume? But as a video editing, I did some YouTube lol, but bad. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. I mean, we all suck in the beginning. I mean, it's like also if we it's like my first video was literally just where I just drew on my tablet, and then I just did some draw my life kinda style videos, and now I try to do some more serious stuff. But I mean, we all suck in the beginning, that's just how it is, and then we become better. So yeah. Video editing is something I do for like freelance. Yeah. Yeah, this could also be good, do freelance. First video I made it on Kinematic on mobile. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the first video editing I ever did was on Windows Movie Maker, where it was literally just clip it up a little bit and then add some titles and maybe put in a little picture or something. But yeah, but let's try to take a look at yours here. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it looks really good. I like at least that the scene changes quite a lot, and you also do a lot of zooms that keeps it a bit engaging, I think. So I think it looks quite nice. In my videos, wait, where is there? In my video section, can you see the Spider-Man edit? Video section. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to look and what you mean with like in my channel. Oh, despite this one. Let's see. Okay. Give me a second. Let me just turn on this.
That's great. We can do that. It's stupid. It was great. No, I know. This one of you.
Parker. You're Gwen. So, you want to, I don't know. Or we could do something else, or we could,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I I like the way that you use the subtitles. I think your transitions and the how do you say it, the switch in the subtitles are really good. There especially one where was it? I think it was the where he said his name was Peter Parker, like that's one.
Parker.
That transition I think was really smooth. Like the one where it changes from Peter to Parker. I think that was a very smooth transition with the Spider-Man theme as well. And also in the beginning here when he took a picture, like that. I think that was also really good, both the transitions and the picture coming up here to kind of illustrate what he took a picture of. It's creative. Yeah, it's really creative. And also the audio. You could also tell that you have played around with the audio levels, and also it was around here, I think. Yeah. Where you can also, I mean, I don't know how it is for you guys on your end, but you can kind of hear that the sound it's kind of like it's circling around your head, where it just goes up. The volume keeps going up and down to your right and to your left ear and such. So yeah, I played with masks. Yeah, yeah, that I can understand. I mean, masks are a bit are very tricky, at least. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, I think masks are very tricky to to work with. They are very nice when you know how to use them, but but at least in the beginning, I found them quite tricky. Or I don't know if it's just because that's how it is in DaVinci Resolve. It's when you're messing around with different nodes, then you have to if you add a rectangle mask, for instance, then you have to decide which of these nodes should it apply to. And then sometimes when you apply multiple different nodes, then it just gets more and more difficult to keep track of. And that's just yeah, it can be tricky. It can be really tricky. But yeah, I'm still a beginner to this, so it is not easy. Hit it on After Effects. Yeah, After Effects I heard should also be a really good one. I've heard that Adobe has gotten a lot of trouble with different creators because of how their subscription works. At least I saw a couple of videos where people were complaining that they wanted to get out, but they had to pay a cancellation fee of their subscriptions. At least what I've heard. But I've heard overall that Adobe's products and After Effects are really good. Lol, I use cracked. That's also one way to get around it. I assumed that the different creators that I saw that made videos on it, I assumed that that they probably needed all the different tools that are in the Adobe suite, like both Photoshop and what are the others that's called? I don't remember the name of their other products, but they probably needed the full suite and for it to work well together, which I think can be a bit difficult when it's on a cracked version. Nah, their subscriptions are overpriced. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. But that's just how. That's also one of the reasons that I decided to go with DaVinci Resolve instead, and then I used Affinity Photo instead of Photoshop, just because they are quite cheaper. Affinity Photo at least is one where you just pay once and then you don't have to pay for it again. So it's just a one-time fee, which is quite nice. I can tell you how to get cracked. Nah, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just gonna go with DaVinci Resolve, I think. Just be is a website called affiliate.com. I might check it at some point. I really want to go back to my video, what I did during the position scene. I had a Warwick V ability theme from League of Legends. And I see. Yeah, we can try go back and take a look. Let's now I just have to find your video. I'm not used to having this many people in the chat, so the chat is way longer than what I'm used to. Uh, There it was. Okay. And let me see if I can find what did you say? Warwick W ability theme from. Let's see, I think. Can you send a link to the Warwick theme that you used? Yeah, give me a moment. Perfect. Then I'm just gonna spend some time sending some messages real quick. At 4:40. All right. Okay, nice. Give me a listen again. Okay, this.
General.
Ah, I see. Here's some from 440 to 450. Oh, that's fine. I just needed to listen to it for a little bit. I didn't assume you used necessarily everything. Okay, I can definitely hear the Warwick sounds for sure. Okay, let's see. Let me find the original again. Uh, what was it? It was show with this. Oh no, then oops. Trying to coordinate different tabs here. Was this one we watched? It was this one, yeah. Okay, let's see.
General.
I know.
General.
Ah, yeah, now I can hear it clearly. Yeah, now I can hear the difference. Now when I know what I'm supposed to listen for, then it makes much difference. But yeah, I will... let me just hear this in.
General.
And... My version is more horror one. I completely agree. I would say that the how do you how am I supposed to describe it? I'm not too good at describing feelings. Um, I mean, I will say yours I would say yours definitely makes it definitely gives the feeling much more that something really bad happened here, and people are supposed to run. At least that would be my take. But I do agree that yours have your version has way more a horrifying theme to it compared to the original. There, I will 100% agree. I am in uni, I am bored, I am going out, I randomly decided. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, to be fair, if both of you stayed way longer than what I expected to, so yeah, go out, have fun, mate. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. So in comparison, which version is more engaging or applies better in that scene? Just curious. Well, I mean, without knowing 100% the backstory of everything, then I would. If we're talking about someone is being possessed and a bunch of bad stuff is about to go down, then I would say yours is better. I would say it does create a more horrifying theme, given that someone is possessed. I mean, when I think about like something like I don't know if you've seen the series Supernatural before, but where there is also a bunch of possessions of people and such. And when I compare to that kind of style, then I like yours more. I would say that it creates a stronger atmosphere, and it kind of should. I would say that it. How do you say it? I would say with the Warwick sounds, it does add the effect that people shouldn't. If bad stuff is happening, and people should be very really scared at the moment. I was Supernatural, nice. But yeah, but I would say it's pretty well made. My attention was that, and you guessed correctly. Nice. But yeah, it seems like that you did a really good job, in my opinion. I forgot to hit a follow. I had to retrace your stream. No worries, man. I appreciate the follow. I would say that at least when you are a very small streamer and content creator, then each follow means quite a lot. It at least has an impact. At least when I looked at the different stats, it requires 50 followers apparently before you can get to the point where you can actually monetize yourself and get some money out of it. So every follow is 2% towards that goal. So it's quite nice. It's quite meaningful. Do I get affiliated? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that when I looked at the requirements, it was the first one was quite easy. There are 4 requirements. The first requirement or the 2 first are quite easy. It's just stream, I think it was 8 hours or something in like a week, and stream 3 times a week. And average, and exactly, yeah. The 2 difficult ones are, as you are mentioning, the average of 3 viewers. That is very, very difficult. I mean, now I have, for this stream alone, I have the 2 of you, which put me up at 2. Then I need 1 more. And the other thing is also, this is the first stream that I had where I had 2 people who were fairly engaged in the stream. And the fourth, what's it called? The fourth one is the 50 followers, which is also a bit difficult. That also means you have to get people that wants to work. I followed you too. Yeah, I saw that. I think that I said thank you for your follow as well, but that might have been a point where you left the stream for quite a while. But I appreciate your follow as well. That's also really, really nice. And just like with, I'm not sure how to pronounce your username, Friul Master. I appreciate your follow just as much. It takes me just as fast to the goal, so I can tell you cheat for this, make a dummy account and watch yourself on other devices. Yeah, that's true. That's one thing I could do. But I mean, even then, I mean, let's assume that I get monetized by just having a bunch of different devices and watching myself. I could do that, and let's assume that I get monetized that way by just watching myself on other devices. Then it's also like, sure, but then I still don't really have that many viewers. Then it would still be like, I don't think that the outcome would be that much different. I mean, even if you get monetized, it doesn't mean that you earn that much from it. I mean, I assume that once you get affiliated, then I assume you will maybe earn, on average, maybe $5 if you're lucky on each stream, maybe. So it still takes some time to get there, but that is but that is indeed one way to get monetized on Twitch, is just to have a bunch of different devices and just watch yourself. Once you are affiliated, I think people may watch. Maybe. I mean, I think they might, but I don't think does it increase your reach on Twitch by being being affiliated. I don't think that more people will come there just because that you're affiliated. But I think they ignore same API addresses with accounts, so it won't make any difference than 0 people watching the stream. Yeah, that would be a bit difficult if they track IPs. You can try a Kick though. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I can. I mean, at the moment I multi-stream on YouTube and on Twitch. But I think at the moment I just stuck to those 2 and just ignored Kick, because it's like, I mean, it's a bit difficult to keep track of all free streams, especially when I'm not particularly large, if I have to keep conversations on Kick, YouTube, and Twitch. According to Twitch forms and analysis, facecam streams have more engagement. That I think is true, but I think at the moment I prefer to stay anonymous when it comes to at least what I look like. So that's more my own choice, and it was the reason that. So yeah, so I think the reason that I would do this is that I think that the strategy here would be sitting and learn how to video edit while I stream it, so people can kind of follow the journey to say, and that way you can do streaming while you actually do some productive stuff and creating videos for YouTube. Like as you also mentioned, it's easier to grow on YouTube. I think that is true as well. I mean, at least that what I've watched so far, it seems like the main strategy to grow when it comes to streams and such, it's usually create short form content or create other content and then have it on other platforms, and then people can find you that way, just because that at least Twitch is quite horrible when it comes to grow on your own. So I thought that it's fun, sit and edit videos and learn how to edit videos while you stream it. To grow on YouTube, just upload Brain Rush shorts. I suppose that's one way to do it. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I know the last short I uploaded on YouTube, it got 85 views, I think. Something like that. But I have but I have seen that most people they take a stream, they put it through a AI machine that then spits out 5 different shorts. Do you use ChatGPT or Gemini? They're both great with strategies like this. I use ChatGPT. I don't use Gemini as much. But I mean, I don't use ChatGPT so much for strategy. I use it primarily for producing assets, for instance. Like I can use in a video, like generating logos and such. I mean, for instance, the logo I have up here, for instance, that's ChatGPT generated. And then you can also have it, let's say, for instance, I do a video, I don't know, fitness, finance, whatever. Then I can ask ChatGPT print an image of like, how to say it, like dollars or protein, whatever, stuff like that, and then it can give you pictures that you can use in videos. A random video with Subway service below the video. Yeah, that annoys me so much. I really hate it when people when they have a video and then they just put like some kind of unrelated gameplay underneath, where I'm just like, relax, mate. I mean, I know how to hold my attention span. If I find it interesting what you show me, then I will watch it. You don't have to show me Subway service underneath the screen. I mean, I know how to maintain the attention on the video. So yeah, whenever I see that, I honestly want to just just scroll away from the video, just because they put some random video underneath what I'm trying to watch, like an interview or something like that. That's really annoying. It started raining. Yeah, yeah, it's the same here. The weather has been quite poor. Well, actually, the last 2 days the weather was really nice, but after that and in the future it should rain quite a lot. Oh yeah. Let's see. Now when we're talking about images, I do need a ChatGPT image. Let's see. Oh, oops. Let me see. Ah, why can I not copy it over? Ah, yeah. Hmm. Let me see. Hmm. Uh, upload other stuff. I can. Why can I not upload the logos? That's a bit annoying. It's Sunday and whole college bus is empty. Oh yeah. I mean, it would kind of surprise me if a college bus was full on a Sunday. I mean, it is weekend. So I mean, but to be fair, back in my university days, I also spent quite a lot of time at university, even in the weekends, just to get my assignments done. It might be because of rain. Yeah, probably. I mean, it is less incentivizing to go outside when it's raining, so that would make a lot of sense. Yeah. Let's see, what if I just convert the file, then maybe it works. Rename, 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 rename. I might roam in a mall, so rain ain't bothersome. Maybe. I mean, that's one way to do it. I mean, I think it depends on how bad it's raining. I mean, if it's raining really, really bad, then I might take shelter in a mall just for a couple of minutes, just to see if it stops. For maybe half an hour, go around, do some window shopping. It's drizzling. Yeah, I mean, in that case, if it's just drizzling, then I would probably just go out and just accept that I'm probably going to a bit wet. Of course, it depends on how far you have to go and how bad it is, but in that case, I think I will just prefer to just get home earlier and just take the walk and just accept that's how it is. Sounds fair. Yeah, but I mean, if also only if that's what you prefer. I mean, if you prefer to wait it out and maybe just walk around the mall and do some window shopping for half an hour to an hour until it stops, then go ahead. You do you. Hmm. I'm so lazy, I didn't even shave today. Yeah, I mean, you can also do it, then just do it in the evening instead. I mean, no one says that it has to be during the day. It's already 6 p.m. Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. We live in 2 different time zones. I forgot that. Well, I mean, what you can also do is also like now when I have your intention, then you could also just go straight to the bathroom, do the shave, and then come back again. I mean, that's one way to do it. I mean, that's usually how I get myself to do stuff when there is stuff I should be doing, I keep forgetting or I keep neglecting. Then usually, as soon as it pops into my mind, then I just go and do it, so it's done. Especially when it's a task like shaving that takes maximum 10 minutes. Then just do it and get it over with, and then boom, done. Everyone is happy. $0.10 shave outside? Well, that's a very cheap shave. Why does it not appear here? I hate notes. Yeah, I think notes are okay. To be fair, I can't really say much about it. I've never tried anything else, so that's just what I know. So I don't know how it is, but I believe After Effects works in layers, if I remember correctly, instead. But I think that they are fine once you get to know how they work. But I will say they were insanely confusing in the beginning. And I will say they are still confusing to some degree when you have to get stuff to work together. Like if you need multiple nodes that has to communicate, is fine when it's just like I have one picture, I need it to go out, and then you just merge it, and then you add a transform when you want to change the size of it, etc. That I think is quite easy. But there are some times when you try to add it where it just disappears. Like for instance, this trying to get this ChatGPT icon to appear, but it's just not there. And I'm just trying to figure out if it's just because it's not placed in the picture or where it is. Because I mean, this one appeared without issue. But DaVinci got the best for color grading. Might be. I've never worked with DaVinci's color grading yet, so I don't know how good it is. But I've heard that one of the main features of using DaVinci is that you have both editing, animation, color grading, and you also have audio editing. That you have all 4 things in the same tool. So at least I've heard that is one of the main selling points of having that. It's really good, better than After Effects. Then at least something that DaVinci does better than After Effects. After Effects is good for motion graphics and 3D. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I've seen some really cool stuff people do in After Effects as well. It can be quite insane sometimes. But I've also seen people do some really cool stuff in DaVinci Resolve with the 3D nodes with these. So I think that's probably something that I would like to try to play around with as well, like the 3D animations, and try to see how that works at some point. But I think for now, I'm just trying to figure out how to just learn how the stuff actually work and how to make stuff move and such. Because at the moment, I struggle to just get a simple icon to appear. I don't assume it matters which order it comes in. Nope. Oh, whoops. I was in a 3D shot from Dammit, really made me say wow. Yeah, sure. Oh, wait. These look different. I think these are 2 different trends. Did I add the wrong node? I think I might have. That might be it, maybe? It shouldn't make a difference, but maybe it does. Let me add some of the music back now when we are not listening to videos. Maybe not the best idea when you just sent me an Instagram reel. Let's see. Can I get this in full screen somehow? This is gonna be how it is then. Yeah, it looks really nice. It doesn't have full screen, I think. Nope, it's a shame. It makes it a bit difficult to see clearly, but it is what it is. But I like the effects. I think the transitions are really good. You see that gold idol down? Click that next. This one? Oh wow. Alright, that's someone that has spent quite a lot of time on this one. Especially this, I mean, look at this detail. That's insane. Full control and zoom. Ah, yeah, that's one way to do it. It's connected to 3D, there's no way it's just edited. They probably use 3D models. Yeah, probably. I mean, I think this, where it just kinda goes into the watch, I think that's definitely 3D, I mean. Because, I mean, you can't, I mean, I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, they take the camera and then just go really close to the watch and then start turning it to the side and upside and down to get this picture? Ah, I don't think so. But yeah. Same with this when they turn her to gold as well. But yeah, it's good 3D editing for sure. He is good, this guy. How do you pronounce it? Asakat? I would probably pronounce it as. I also made a Megamind short, but it was basic, nothing special. You can check that out too if you want. Yeah, sure. Let's see.
You know, little buddy, there's a yin for every yang. If there's bad, good will rise up against it. It's taken me a long time to find my calling. Now it's about time you find yours. buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it is basic as you said, but I also don't necessarily think that is it really bad in the sense. I mean, I think that sometimes people just insanely over edit their videos. What I love in that show is the last part because Showstone goes very well.
There's a yin for every
See?
yin.
I agree. My name is spelled. My name is spelled like free plus Joel. Or free Joel. Yeah, nice. You got a girlfriend? Yeah, I got a girlfriend, yeah. She's very lovely. Uh, just putting music back on again. I didn't get say average engineer. No. Jeff, what? What? No, I didn't get say average engineer. Can I? Okay, it seems like that I completely misunderstood what you tried to say. Can you try to rephrase it? I'm not sure I understand what you are asking me. There is a meme that engineer can pull girls. Ah, see. There's a meme that engineers can pull girls. Maybe. I think that for engineering students, maybe, but I think at least the software engineers where I work, the vast majority of them are either have a girlfriend or they are married. Especially computer science ones, yeah. I think it's because that most people just see them as the very stereotypical, nerdy kind of people. But the funny thing is, at least where I work, a bunch of the engineers that are there, most of them are party people, and they are quite fit, a lot of them. So that's kind of funny. It's a bit different in what you would expect the average software engineer to look like. Or to be like, I suppose. Like I said, I'm nowhere expert in video editing. I just have a mind of storyteller, I guess. When I saw the scene of Metro Man looking behind and looking at the city, lifeless, I instantly want to put that song there a lot. Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, I think that overall, I think the choice of the song was really good, and I think that when you say that it was basic, I don't think it's a bad thing that you made it very, very basic. I think overall, when it comes to that kind of stuff, you don't want it to be fast paced. You want it to be very slow and really try to make it seem like that he's in his own head and thinking, and he is in a tough spot at the moment, to say, like inside his mind. So I think it was a good way to do it very basic, I think. There's a meme with engineers where in first picture they are hot, and then there's a second picture they have messy hair and glasses. I suppose that is true. I think that... Let's see. I think it's more like when most software engineers they start, they probably, especially if they start working for a consulting firm, then they figure out that it can be very tough. And if they are understaffed, then they are going to work really, really long hours, just sitting there and debugging stuff, and just can't get stuff to work. So that's always fun. Terminal hysterical. Print path to a girlfriend. I'm also a developer engineer myself. I work with Arduino, Uno during school. It's just life is so random that I didn't got any opportunity to continue that career, and here I am currently working at a warehouse. I see. Yeah, I mean, I think that if that's something that you want to keep doing or work as a developer or engineer, then I would probably see just like oh, what's it you said you pronounce again? Yeah, just like that. I also told Freejol later today that if you want to keep down of the developer and engineer path, then what I would do is just build different projects, try to build different stuff, build different applications, and then try to make a GitHub repository filled with different projects that show that you know how to use the different frameworks. Like if you want to be a front-end developer, try to make projects with React, create some very nice homepages and websites, for instance. And then you have something you can show and then try and apply different stuff. I think that's by far the number one way to get started if you are not satisfied with working at the warehouse. So I think that's for sure one thing that can be done. I mean, of course, if you are happy with where you're at, then I wouldn't obsess over getting a software developer or engineer job. And there's another meme for Indians: if you want a love marriage, parents will kill you. If you do an arranged marriage, wife will kill you. But dying is common. Okay, that's kind of funny. I did one project with Lua. I have it in GitHub. If you have any understanding with coding, I can share it here. I mean, I have understanding with coding, but I mean, at the end, my primary coding language to say is SQL, like database programming. So it's not because that I have too much understanding when it comes to building applications and such. I have a little experience with TypeScript, but that's about it. Otherwise, I only know SQL and Python, and a little bit of Python. It's not like I don't want to, it's just that I don't have the time to get back to it. Ah, see. Yeah, that's always how it is. It's just difficult to find the time for stuff. But I think it's... I mean, one thing that is possible is try to work maybe a little bit on it in the weekend. I mean, I'm also sitting here doing video editing on Twitch for fun, just to try to be a bit better at editing and see maybe it's possible to get something out of it in the future. So that's one way to, if only of course it is something that you enjoy to do. I mean, if you don't like, if it's not because that you find it fun to sit and code during the weekends, then of course it can be very miserable after quite a long period. Otherwise, another option might also be see if you can go back a couple of hours maybe, so you have a bit of extra time during the evening to practice it. I'm all backend type of guy, I see. Oh, database, I always wanted to try it. Yeah, I mean, database, I would definitely say that databases and SQL are definitely one of the easier ones to learn when it comes to programming and such. There is, for instance, what when I first got started is in Datafield is I tried. That was where I first started. DataCamp, that was where I started learning SQL at first, and there's also some other courses on how to work with Python. The other thing is if you want to do some data modeling, like what I primarily do, then I think a good thing could be to try. You can always try learning this. DBT. DBT is a quite new way to model data. And that's definitely a good way to learn SQL if that's something that you want to do more. So you can find like a data set somewhere, and then you can put it into DBT and just start using SQL and model it around. I didn't like ML because it's just graphs and training models. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, I mean, I think that I think it can be quite repetitive in machine learning. But it's also like I mentioned that at least when on LinkedIn, when I see different machine learning engineers or data scientists, when they talk about machine learning, then I see a lot of people, they also talk about that it's not training and doing machine learning as much as it's just cleaning and finding the data, where the first at least 50 to 70% of the job is just finding the data that you need to train your model, and then also clean the data so it's in the correct format to actually train the models in the first place. So yeah, that also makes it a bit difficult. Or at least can make it a bit repetitive and boring in the long run. I like something which comes like designing, that's why web dev might be my thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think design and more creative tasks are definitely fun. I think that yeah, that's also one of the things that I wanted to give video editing a go and try content creation a little bit, just because that it takes me a bit away from the less creative side when it comes to just working with databases and SQL. So So yeah, I think that if I went into software development, I think front end would probably also be my thing. I think that seems a lot more fun than back end development. I mean, I would definitely rather try to make stuff look nice than and figuring out how can I make nice user interfaces than messing around with APIs and building applications, sending data into different areas, to say. I found another meme. There is a guy who get comments because he was a see, front end developer. The comments on it. Yeah, that's. I think it's a different. I think it's definitely a different experience to say to be a P-Hub front end developer. I think people have some very funny comments to comment on that kind of stuff. My idea is to make something similar, like Jarvis in Iron Man. I think it's possible now because AI and stuff. Yeah. I think that would be really, really cool. I think I saw a video of wasn't there a video of someone who actually made not specifically Jarvis, but they made like a non-touch screen and keyboard. So it was kind of like Iron Man, where it was a hologram. Oh, let me see if I can find that. I'm pretty sure there was a video like that. Oh. Yeah, it's this one. There's someone who made Iron Man's disc. What I want to do is connect AI to my own server to give server the command, and I have to teach AI that. I see. Yeah, it depends also what you want that server to do based on the AI. I think it also can be a bit dangerous if you just give an AI full access to a server and then it can just run all the code that it wants. I think that can very quickly go wrong if there's no restrictions on the AI. To me, sending data to other APIs is a fun thing to do. And that's nice. Then I think that you should, then backend development is definitely for you. Then I think for sure that you should focus on backend development. If you like messing around with APIs. And sending data back and forth. Some Russian guys even building realistic nanotech armament suit. Yeah, I see that people, they build some really insane stuff. I mean, that's where I think that when it comes to building that kind of stuff, I think that that's where you really need an engineering degree, I think. Or not necessarily a degree, but have some understanding of how engineering works. Like mechanical engineering and such. And also Friedel course in what's called signal communications as well. Someone said how many times a day on it, and the other guy was like, "You got all the premium stuff, etc." Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's definitely interesting if someone can put P-Hub on their CV and on their LinkedIn. To be fair, I'm not even sure I want to have that on my CV or on my LinkedIn, even if I had worked there for a couple of years. Then I think I was just like, you know what, we're just gonna forget that ever happened. I do have understanding of electricity and how it works. but not agree. My mind is like this. If I find something generally interesting, I will learn it in Flash. Nice. I think that's really good. I mean, I think that the ability to learn stuff is a really underrated skill. Just to learn stuff quickly. But yeah, I think that when it comes, at least with mechanical and electrical engineering, then I think that if it's about trial and error, is try a bunch of stuff, especially if you don't have a degree in it, then you have to learn the hard way at home, I think, when you try to wire stuff together. If you'll hire yourself, want to lose motivation, always open LinkedIn. Yeah, for sure. Trust me, LinkedIn always hits you because how jobless you are. Yeah, I can imagine that is not fun. Especially if you don't have a job, then it's not exactly motivating when you see all your friends and colleagues just like, I can now happily announce I got a new job at X company. And I'm ready to see which challenges that will await me, and how I will grow as a person and as a professional. Those posts are all over the place on LinkedIn. Yeah, you also see people that get a promotions all the time as well. Laughing my ass off, very accurate. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been on LinkedIn for like 6 years. And especially if you are in university and you're trying to find your first student job, then it just hurts even more. I know at least that it was quite tough. Both for me and my brother, it was quite difficult to find our first, how do you call it, student relevant job to say. I think both of us sent like 30, 50 different applications out to companies before, and even then, I mean, my first job was not even in data. My first job was in sales. And then I just started doing more analytics in the sales department, and then I transitioned to the data department afterwards. It's same in Arduino Uno. It's programmable chip that controls the leads and things. You can connect jumpers and then program the chip. And this type of thing usually team works, but I did alone during school period. Well, nice. Seems like you are a fast learner. I just opened it yesterday and there's a guy who won 4 hackathons. Yeah. Yeah, I see people that... I don't see too many... Actually, I don't see too many posts where people, they show that they have won hackathons and such. That I actually don't see too often. But I do know a lot of people that has it on their LinkedIn though. I was like, bro, what the fuck? After I did some successful project with other teachers, asked me to give kids a lesson about it. Nice. Well, I mean, it seems like that you have a talent for it, and if you also enjoy it, and then I would definitely spend more time on it. Then you can see if you can find a job in that field. Because it's like, of course it's not fun to try to teach yourself stuff that you can get a job of later during the weekends. Usually people find that quite boring, but if it's something that you generally enjoy, then usually it's not too difficult. Then people can usually do it for a long time. So I think in that regard, I think you should do it more. Try to learn more about it in the weekends, and then try to see if you can find a job through that path. Just the more projects you have on your portfolio, the easier it is to get a job afterwards. Uni people share your shit? Oh yeah, for sure. Hello guys, stay up today. So guys, I finally started productivity we're doing. Day 1 out of 100, day to go. Oh yeah. It's definitely true that people that are uni, as soon as they find any career progression, they usually share it on LinkedIn in one way or the other. Usually, I mean, I think that the one that I think usually the one that gets me the most, and I think is the funniest one, are the people that share literally everything. As soon as they get like a somewhat prestigious job, then they post everything they do on that job. It's like, even if they're just going to a simple dinner with some colleagues after work to spend some time together, then usually they take a screenshot of the whole group and then they have to post on LinkedIn, and it's just like, today I went to dinner with my very professional colleagues, and I look forward to the opportunity that I can learn from these very professional people that has years of experience in the field. It was a really great learning experience to go out with my colleagues. I'm just like, bro, you were at a dinner, relax. It wasn't because that it was like a prestigious event. I mean, you were to a dinner, you were out having drinks. There is a saying, there's always be someone who is better than you. That is true. There is always someone who is better than you. I think there was also, I mean, now I know where you play League of Legends. There is one really fun meme that one of my friends shared with me. When it comes to people being better than you, then it was a verse that went something like this. Roses are red, violets are blue. No matter how good you are, there's always an Asian that's better than you. And usually that refers back to that the Koreans just completely dominate professional League of Legends in all the different ways. So that's usually how it is. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, it's true. There's always someone who is better than you out there. That is true. But it's also like, I mean, it's not because that you have to be the best. It's I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, if you want to be the best in the world or something, I mean, you have to live and breathe the thing that you do. And it's just like that just doesn't seem enjoyable to me at all. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, even let's say that I really enjoy streaming and I really enjoy video editing, it's still kind of like, I mean, sitting and do video editing 24/7 and always trying to learn something new all the time, that also gets really, really draining. So I think it's not about being the best in the world. It's just if you like what you do and you want to be really good at what you do, just try to, and I think just stay like in top 20% of the world or something. I think that's fine. Top 20, 10%. And it doesn't even take that long to get there. I mean, I think that usually, well, what is it people say? That if you spend I think it's like a month just practicing something and to learn something, then you're already in the top 100,000 or something in the world doing that thing or something. It's like, it doesn't take long to get at a point where you are better than the average person. Bro, nailed that rhyme. Thank you. A job, a family, decent income enough? Exactly. That is so true. It's like, I mean, I think that is I think that also, like, it's also when you look at social media nowadays, you only see people that flash stuff all the time, and I feel like that most people think that they need way more than they actually do. Where it's just like, I mean, where some people are like, you need to earn 10,000, or what is it? You need to earn $10,000 a month to be happy. I'm just like, what the fuck? What life are you living since you need that much money every month? I mean, you don't even need anything close to that to live a sufficient life. Family parties can alive here, no escaping it. Yeah, I remember that you mentioned that you the meme of the Indians, where it's either the mom or the wife that kills you. Alright, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a second. Alright. And we're back. Oh yeah, I completely forgot trying to figure out how do I get the icon to get in the front. Oh yeah. The mall is overcrowded? Yep. It is a Sunday. I mean, if people are going to do their shopping spree, then it's either yesterday or today, so... I have no clue what to do. Well, I mean, in that case, see if you can find a shop or something that you want to do. I mean, you can see if you are looking for new clothes, or if you want to buy a new game, then go to a game store or something. Then you can check it out there. Or you can also just go out in the drizzling way. Oh wow, drizzling rain, and just take that and try to see if you can get home without getting too what's called drenched. I found a Burger King, let's start with it. It sounds like a good place to start, mate. I mean, food is important. And it's also, like you mentioned, it was 6 PM, so it gotta be like around, say, 7 PM or something for you now. It's around dinner time. So I think it's probably a very good start that you find. Two chicken sandwiches for 1.1. Oh my god, they're so cheap there. But I don't know if okay, to be fair, India also has very different living standards. So I suppose I'm not sure how if $1 is a lot of money for you guys in India. I mean, I know in Denmark $1 is nothing. I mean, everything is way more expensive. It costs way more than $1 at least. $1 is a lot here. Ah, I see. Yeah, in that case, I think that I'm just gonna keep my comments to myself with what is expensive and inexpensive in India. I will say that if $1 is a lot in India, I think my perception of how much a dollar gets you in India is probably completely skewed. I mean, I think if you want a chicken sandwich in you need to refill some items to street food? Wow, okay. I think in Denmark, if you want one item of street food, I think it would probably cost you, if my head math is correct, then it would be at least $5 to $6 at least. If you want one street food item in Denmark. But to be fair, I also think that in Denmark you also earn way more than you do in India, so I suppose it's somewhat probably matches out as somewhat in disposable income. I actually come from a rich background. I can complete my breakfast for $1 there. 3 to 4, whole family. Wow. That's quite a lot of food for $1. But it's like, do you know what in dollars? Do you know what is the average monthly salary in India? I mean, I know that it varies quite a lot depending on what you do for a living, but just in general. It is there. Why can't I get it to show? Averages 2 to 3k yearly? Oh, in general? Oh, I see. Okay, then it makes more sense that a dollar gets you that amount of food. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to survive on $2 to $3. It's quite insane that the prices are so different. I had no idea that there are places in the world where stuff is how do you say it, that cheap, and the salaries are very low compared to the more, how do you say it, developed countries, to say. That's a new culture shock for me, I would say. There is something different there for sure. but I am happy and I have a good business. I come from a medical business. You see medicines and stuff. Nice. That's great to hear, man. I'll say as long as you are happy, that's all that matters. And I mean, I think even if the yearly salary is not high in India, then it doesn't really matter that much if, as long as all the items that you buy are also really, really cheap. But I'm glad to hear that you are happy. Seems like that you are in the correct place and in the right direction then. Oh, oops. Let's just script this. Oh my god, I just figured out what's wrong. Accidentally. Oh my god, I accidentally sent it to the background instead of the foreground. Oh well. This business was started by my grandpa. Now my dad runs it. Nice. Is it very common in India that people have family businesses like that? I mean, I know that at least most of the reason I'm asking is because at least when people from India or Saudi Arabia or something like that comes to Denmark, it's very common that you see them have family businesses where usually when they come to Denmark they start a restaurant or maybe a pizza place or something like that. And then they just run that, and then usually it's usually the kids that takes over when the parents retire, and they usually take over the business in a similar style to what it seems like that your family is doing, where your grandpa starts a medical business, your dad takes over, and then I don't know if the plan is that you are taking over when your dad retires. think I need a big, better ChatGPT icon. It looks quite unprofessional, I think. Hmm. If I apply a transform node here, I can get it to resize the node. Yeah. One, two, seven. Oh, whoops. Needs to be these need to be a bit longer.
A lot of you may have watched my videos where I'm showing you how to do something in DaVinci Resolve, and there's circles and arrows and all sorts of things happening on screen while you're watching the video. A lot of people will ask me, Daniel, how do I get my own circles and arrows? Well, let me show you. All you need to do is open up a new project like I have here, and from the edit page, go to the upper left media pool, right click in this gray area here and choose New Fusion Composition. Now it's going to have a little pop-up screen that's going to ask you some very simple things like the frame rate, the name of it. To get started today, I'm just going to keep it really simple and just name this clip. Now let's say we're going to make a circle. I might call it Animated Circle. And then I hit Create. There's now a Fusion composition up there. It's completely blank. It's just a working open slate that I can build something from. So let's left click and hold and drag that down into our timeline. And with that selected, let's switch over to the Fusion page. Now I know sometimes the Fusion page can be really scary, but we're going to make this nice and easy today, I promise you. Now we've got the Media Out 1 node here, which is basically the node that takes anything we build in Fusion and sends it right back out to the timeline on the edit page. So what we want to do is we actually want to add in something to start with, like a canvas to start drawing on. So what we're going to choose is this background node right here. Left click, hold, and drag that down into your timeline. See this little square dot on the right side of it? Let's left click, hold, and drag over and connect it to the Media Out. Now it's showing me a black screen. You might have two preview windows. I have one. If you're seeing a different preview layout than I am, remember you can change most of the layout and the look of your page. In this case, if I wanted to have a split screen, I could change the viewer to a split screen mode. For today, I only need one, so I'm going to leave one enabled. And as always, you've got
Hmm.
Icons.
Oh, welcome back, Joel. Oh, that has a bad poor signal? Yeah, that's just how it is. I mean, I think we all mess around with bad signals, especially when you were at Burger King at a mall, so that doesn't make it any better.
In the upper right and in the upper left that are going to control some of the things you see. So if there's any reason you don't see things like your node pool, you may have nodes turned off. Or if you don't see your mirror that it's highlighted in on anything with this paint node. But with the paint node selected, see how it's surrounded in that reddish orange again? Let's go to the upper left just above our preview window and let's change the brush stroke over to stroke. Now with that paint node still selected, let's go to the upper right, make sure we have the inspector turned on.
You just completed giving your order? What? How long was the queue? I mean, haven't you been there for like half an hour or so? Like half an hour to 45 minutes? What the fuck? Why did it take that long though?
Remember, if we don't see an inspector, click on that inspector tab. That'll make sure you can see it. And let's scroll down first and let's look at brush controls. Click on that little arrow and expand it, and you can see this is going to control the way that the brush stroke looks when we write on screen. And I'm going to quickly just take my mouse and draw a line across the screen. And under the brush controls, you can see it has a preset size. I can increase the size and draw again. It'll be a larger, wider stroke. I can go from sort of that more blurred, slightly fuzzy brush stroke, which they call soft. I can make that more of a circular stroke. So now I know the brush stroke that I want. You can change the color to be able to animate. Head is set all the way back to the beginning. And then just bring your cursor up to your screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to left click, hold, and quickly draw a shape. Let's try draw. I don't think I nailed it this. I like that one. Let's stay here for a minute. It'll drop it right at the background when we export it. Let's pull the, as much as I like this circle so far, I might want to, let's move this over to the right. Preview window, it's added a bit of a drop shadow to that circle. And with that drop shadow node selected in the upper right, I can pull back the blur first. Now you can actually see the shadow. It's a little bit farther away than I personally would like. So I'm going to grab the distance and bring that closer by dragging it to the left. And then I'm going to open the blur back up because I want it to be a softer shadow. Maybe not set for black. When you can, mostly because I really like to it out so we can use it again in other projects. Unticked. There's no audio attached for this. I don't need an audio track attached to it. It's just going to be an animated circle, so I'll leave audio unticked and off. Got rid of that option. I go up here and add a transfer to the upper right, and see right here under the right now. Here's the background node.
Hmm. Welcome back for the third time. Did you finally get your food, or is it still taking a while? Nice. Yeah, it definitely took a while. I mean, if it took half an hour to 45 minutes just to give in your order, I think it went quite swift for you to get your food. But I mean, that's kind of how it is. I mean, Burger King and McDonald's are more or less known for their quick food delivery. Two chicken sandwiches, one medium fries, one chicken whopper, and one large Coke, $5. That's a lot of food, mate. $5, and what would that be? What's like if you say $250 essentially divided by 12 months? Yeah, that is a bit expensive for the average Indian. I'm a heavy eater. Me too, mate. But to be fair, I mean, I think I also go to fitness and such. So most people that do that tend to have quite a big appetite. I'm pretty sure I'll be hungry after this too. If that's the case, then you are indeed a very big eater. But I mean, to be fair, I'm also the type of guy that even after I'm done eating dinner, then I tend to be a bit snack hungry afterwards. So usually after I'm done eating my dinner, then usually I have some biscuits or cookies or something like that afterwards. Why doesn't it spell the rest? Ah, I see. There it is. I mean, this was my first meal of the day. Gosh, I'm having my mom in here. I mean, if it's your first meal of the day, then it shouldn't surprise anyone that you are really hungry, and then you're probably hungry afterwards as well. I mean, I think that I would be dying if I didn't have my breakfast. It's like I know a bunch of people that don't eat breakfast at all, and I don't understand how they can do it. I mean, I would be dying throughout the day if I didn't have my breakfast. And I would be dying even more if I didn't have my lunch either. But yeah, I mean, I can understand that if when it's quite expensive, I can understand why you're happy your mom ain't there. My streak is 2 days without eating, so I have one sandwich. Jesus, mate. I would definitely not survive that, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think in general I would just die if I didn't have anything to eat. But to be fair, most of the people I know do also call me a grandpa. But it's primarily because I mean I in general need to eat all the time, and I also need to sleep quite a lot. Where other people are just like, oh, I go to bed at 2 a.m. and then I wake up at 6 and then I'm fine. And I'm like I need at least 9 hours. Otherwise I'm just not functional throughout the day. Didn't set the keyframes. Typically people lose weight because of workout or exercise. I lost 10 kilograms without eating. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it is. I mean, you usually lose weight from not eating in a calorie surplus or maintenance, so... So if you don't eat, your body uses your body fat instead, and then you start losing weight. That's how it is. But yeah, to be fair, I think that... I think it's only like very extreme... it's only when people they exercise to very extreme degrees that people start losing a lot of weight from purely exercising. Otherwise, I think it's primarily when people they don't eat enough. Oh. To be honest, don't work out, just don't eat. Typical advice for me to lose weight. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you prefer, then I would say go for it. I mean, in general, I mean, now I don't know what you weigh or if you are underweight or overweight, but I think in general, if you're looking to lose weight, then he just eating less is typically the best advice. I mean, it's like, I think that is always a good thing that if people have some kind of exercise in their life, and I'm not talking like going to the gym or something like that, but just maybe biking to work, or just to go for a walk once in a while, or just go to volleyball, something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be like fitness in particular, but just having some kind of exercise in your life, I think is a really, really good thing to have. And then usually the weight loss comes when you start eating less. I mean, that's just how it is. From 80 to 70? Oh, that's quite a lot. Probably want the more red color.
Let's select that. Let's go to the upper right and see right here under the background section, it says alpha. Let's pull the alpha back just by left clicking, holding, dragging.
Trust me, Unidome foods are so bad. I didn't eat. Wow. I mean, I can imagine if it's Dom that provides the food, then it's insanely bad. I mean, I know at least that when I lived at my Unidome, then usually you had to provide food for yourself. You usually had to go to the grocery store and cook your own food, and then you usually share the kitchen with other dome mates, as we call them. Usually the horror stories that are from Danish domes are usually a bunch of people that don't know how to clean up after themselves, and then you just get an insanely messy and disgusting kitchen in the long run.
It backwards to the left. Now you'll see all of that background is completely transparent. And if I play from the beginning, you'll just see that circle drawn on screen. A bit. Clicking on it and it'll drop it right after. I have a circle drawn. I'm going to do a couple of modifications to it. Step one is I kind of drew it at an angle. I don't know if it's because I'm a righty or I'm just not talented at drawing straight across the screen, but I can modify this a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select that paint node and I'm going to go up here and add a transform node just by clicking on it, and it'll drop it right after my paint node. Now I can go to the upper right here and I can change the angle of this. You can see I can straighten it out a little bit. Maybe I'll have it, and you can ground as right now. Here. But as much as I like much, so let's do this. Let's select the transform node. We've got background, we've got the paint node, we've got the transform that's changing the shape. Let's move this over to the right. I'm going to select the paint node, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Shift plus Spacebar on my keyboard, and I'm going to search for Drop Shadow.
To be honest, I'd rather prefer doing that compared to what you guys did, cooking yourself. Yeah, I mean, I think that if you prefer to get food served compared to cooking yourself, then I think it's fine. Sounds fun too, but I don't know how to cook. Yeah, I mean, usually that's what you learn. I mean, to be fair, in general, I mean, it wasn't exactly because that people in my dome were master chefs either. I mean, the vast majority of them, they usually bought pasta, tomato sauce, a bit of mozzarella, and then they just mixed that together and called it dinner, just because it was the cheapest kind of dish that you could get. Or use some ingredients that didn't cost a lot. the student life, you don't have a lot of money, so you have to you have to figure out a way to compromise a little bit. But I mean, to be fair, a lot of people, they also ordered food out more or less every day, so so it's either people either just spend most of the money they earned on ordering food, or they just found the cheapest stuff that they can find in the grocery store and just mix that together. That's usually how it goes, or how it went.
Select, make sure you're like, and then hit OK if you like green more than you liked white. I personally liked white. Let's stick with white. Now down below that, you're going to see an option for
Maybe I ain't your roommate. I would get you instant noodles every day. I suppose so. But I mean, most of the people in the dorm usually you didn't have roommates to say. You usually just took care of yourself, and then usually everyone who lived in the room, they got their own around 19 square meter room, where you just go in there and then you just say, yeah, then you just do your own thing. And then you usually just go out to the kitchen, cook food, take it into your own room, eat it, and then you go out to the kitchen, clean up your plates, and then you go back to your room and keep living on with your day. That's usually how it went. So it wasn't because I was living with someone, I just shared kitchen with a bunch of people. Why doesn't that draw? Why does this not work?
You could click here in the. Now I know that look good. You want that, and it'll undo these previous steps.
Big brush shape? Does it not draw all of a sudden? Now it draws. That's good. Is the elephant looking for? It's not supposed to do that. We probably need to extend this a little bit. actually uni here are different. We get through from uni, they clean the place and you don't need to wash clothes. I think 10 cents per clothes is the price of washing. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, at university specifically, then there we had to bring our own food as well. Or you could buy from the canteen, that's also an option. In that case, they would clean the plates for you, then you just had to give it to them. Still alive, question mark? Welcome back, Geo. Yeah, we're still alive for now, but I will probably shut down the stream in 15 minutes or so. I mean, I also have to cook dinner. But for now, I'm still live, yeah. I think once I figure out I'm trying to do like a drawing animation, but... And once I figured that out, I'll probably cut off the stream. Because I need to eat something as well, at some point. But you can choose to wash your clothes without paying. No, I mean, usually we had to pay for washing our clothes as well at dorm. At the dorm, we what we usually did was like, okay, at the dorm in the basement there were 2 washing machines, if I remember correctly, and usually what you did is that you just brought your dirty laundry down to the washing machines, you put them in there, and then you pay what's called this, 14 kroner? How much is that in dollars? It's actually no, 14 Danish kroner is divided by $7 is $2. It cost us $2 to wash our laundry. Then usually what we did was that we went down to the laundry, then we throw our laundry in the washing machines, then we had a chip that was associated with our dorm room. And then usually the price of a washing would usually just be added to our rent that month. So if we use the laundry machines 2 times during a month, then our rent would be $4 higher than what it usually is. I'm so bored, I'm walking 2 kilometers for the bus stop. Yeah, that's something. I mean, I personally enjoy long walks. I think it can be nice to just put in some music in the ears and just walk for a bit. I think that it can be a nice form of meditation, to say. Just being in your own head with some chill music while you walk. Just blink like that. Yeah, put your stream instead of music. Yeah, I mean, I hope that that can help you relax a little bit as well.
Stroke looks when we write on screen. And I'm going to quickly just take my mouse and draw a line across the screen. And under the brush controls, you can see it has a preset size. I can increase that more blurred, circular, or a hard. Why don't we just by E button down control? But I know that I want that stronger brush shape. I'm going to go to the solid shape of that stroke. Click here in the color section, and you can click anywhere in this color spectrum. Decide there's a color. If I expand that, we want to change some of the preset default values to do something different in writing. Bring that up to 30, up to your screen, and
Ah, I see. I have the wrong presets then. Where was it he found the amount of frames?
What we're going to do, your playhead edition. This is all based in frames. Let's
Understroke controls. That should be there though.
on. Let's change that over to right on.
He has some different controls than I do. What do you think about the stereotypes about my country? Well, it depends on what stereotypes that you talk about. I mean, the only two stereotypes I've heard about that comes from India. The first one is that you are really good at IAT support, or you are, or not necessarily. How do you say it? Like when you want to get in contact with a larger company and you call outside of opening hours, then usually it's a guy from India that has that can either help you or takes forever to help you. And the other stereotype I heard about is that there are a joke that's going around that all the what do you say it, phone call scammers call from India and always want the Target gift cards. So I don't know, those are the two stereotypes that I've heard about, but I'm fairly sure that that doesn't. I don't think that represents the whole Indian country though, and the whole Indian population. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why when there's it always Target gift cards or Google Play cards, that kind of stuff.
Because we're actually going to be writing on. So just click on that. It's so far that it's highlighted. Next, the paint node right here, the one with the little paintbrush, and just click on that and
And also Indian tutorial is right, print hello world, the next moment they are to build a nuclear reaction. Oh, that is true. That is true. I think whenever it is kind of funny when when I learned about IT architecture, there was we had a course in IT architecture that was called domain driven design. And it was I don't know why we were taught that. I couldn't find anything on that topic online except for people from India that made YouTube videos on the topic. That was so funny. So India has all the tutorials on the IT stuff that you don't find anywhere else. I would wish though that they put a little bit more effort into the content though. It's the information is really good, but it can also be really boring and hard to follow sometimes. You need some tutorial. There's always some Indian guy teaching it in YouTube. Ah, that's really true. That is so true. Why can't I find the... stroke controls? Hmm. I'm missing the options that he has. But if I just crank this all the way up. That's definitely something I'm missing here. Have you heard Sharon new song Sci-Fi? Hey Sharon? I haven't, no. Indian people with mathematics are expert, man. They can do a complex math with ease. Singing too. They are good at it vocally. Yeah, India does for sure have some extremely talented people. But it also seems like that most of the talent also stays within India. It's like if at least when you find like I think Bollywood, for instance, and there's also the music channel T-Series. It's like they have a bunch of talented people that has quite a large following and a lot of people that that listens and watches it. But it's like it doesn't really come outside of India. But laws of physics doesn't work in their films. That's the same true. Yeah, I will say some of the funniest moments you see also comes from Indian movies. It's like sometimes they also have some extremely goofy animations. Trust me, I hate series. Oh, I like series. It depends on what it is. I mean, at the moment I watch more animes than I watch like Netflix series. PowerPoint, 5 cameras, breaking glass effects. Yeah. Oh, give me a second. I need to find the... I think I'm... Oh, probably not. But yeah, I've seen some of the crazy stuff where it just has like 500 frames and transitions. Dramatic scene is like 4 hours long before the plot twist arrives, probably. Let's try to redo this. Oh, it's because I need to set a keyframe first. What? I saw any mom hitting her daughter. In that scene, she gets hit so bad that her neck gets into the cloth and almost chokes it. I'm watching it. I'm like, what? Bit too early. Nope, it still just appears. I got this fixing. Oh well, it comes with time, mate. Watch this. Okay. Okay, I think that we watch this reel and then we and then I probably cut this stream, probably, so I can get something to eat. How do I? God. Oh. How do I turn this back? What if we just? Oh. And there we do the control zoom. Right. And let me turn off the music.
Battery sir, motor sir, battery motor with the sir, battery sir.
I mean, I think this is what Gio referenced to when Indian movies are missing physics. I mean, that's so funny. It really is. I would say it only makes it better when you have a kid in the background sitting with a small fan and just say wee wee wee. Police car catching to a car while a car going 100+ miles per hour. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, nice. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna cut this stream now. I need to get something to eat. So yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It was nice to have the two of you coming by and giving the chat some more life, and both of you were very engaged in the stream, so that was really nice. So yeah, so hopefully see you another time. I will likely not stream too much next week because there are some concerts and I have a bunch of stuff that I need to attend next week, but probably in the week after I will probably do some more regular streaming again. Otherwise I will try to see if I can come online at some evenings. But yeah, see you. Hope you have a nice weekend, or at least the rest of the remaining of the weekend. So yeah,